If you're a golfer who wants to unlock a little bit more compression, controllability of your golf ball, and effortless power, then the downswing sequence is where you need to be focusing on. Think of how the body works as a locomotive on the tracks. In order to get that train to move in motion, there needs to be independent parts of that locomotive working together. The exact same thing goes with your body in the golf swing. How can we possibly expect this golf club to deliver into impact consistently every time if the body is not working correctly? The truth is, the club face and how the club works is all a depending factor on what the body is doing. So let's master the body motion first, and then you will see results with your golf swing. But before you watch this video, I ask you to press like and subscribe, as I'm trying to get 10,000 followers before the end of this month. Okay, so let's get started. Which body part is going to start my downswing sequence? The truth of the matter is, the lower body always starts the race. As I begin to go to the top of my backswing, there already is a little bit of pressure shift prematurely happening into my lead side before my arms even reach the top. Pressure shift to the lead side actually begins at about lead arm parallel. As we begin to pressure shift into our lead foot, that is when the left hip and the lead hip begins to open up towards the target. Now, while this is happening, it is essential for the amateur golfer to not spin their chest open. I want you to imagine this fault as a person who is driving a boat on a lake, having a life raft in the back hooked up. What is going to happen to that life raft at the back if that boat makes a hard, sharp left turn? Odds are that raft is now going to flip and go outside to the right here from your perspective. It is the exact same thing with about 80% of amateur golfers do. They start their downswing sequence with their lead shoulder and left pec getting very abrupt and steep in the downswing. You can clearly see that if my upper body begins to spin, my hand path and my hands are going to be thrown at the golf ball and outwards, and that is slice city. This is why so many amateur golfers slice the golf ball. It is not due to you not shallowing correctly. It is because your body is not working correctly in the downswing. So what should you be feeling? You should allow yourself to have the hips lead in the downswing, creating separation between the lower half and the upper body. Staying patient with feeling your chest, staying back behind you as long as possible while the hips are clearing. We are creating dual separation between the lower half and the upper body. So if the lower body pulls the upper body into the downswing, then what are the arms doing as this is happening? As the lower body leads and the chest begins to follow, the arms are slowly beginning to drop. The chests are bringing the arms down in front of the body. There's a little bit of a dropping sensation where the arms are feeling lighter. We are not pulling down on the handle where we're losing our space and creating a narrowness and no width. We're allowing the arms to drop while the hips are clearing, and then we begin to even shift more pressure, and that allows us to get the club in a proper delivery position on plane and into the slot for you to have effortless compression in power. So now we're going to show you a visual using an alignment stick of what I want you to do indoors as a drill that is going to get you the feeling of dual separation leading with the lower body and to stop your over-the-top swing. Yeah, you're going to grab an alignment stick and place it through the first two belt loops of your pants. You're then going to grab the golf club and put it across your chest. After you make a fully loaded backswing, you're going to allow the lower body to begin to clear. The weight pressure is going to the lead side, and you're going to keep this angle close to your shoulders. We should not feel that shoulder spinning over that bottom alignment stick. We're feeling the lower body leading, and we're keeping the difference between these two angles pretty big as we're getting down into the golf ball. At impact, the shoulders should be about square to slightly open towards the target, and the hips should be about 45 degrees towards the target line. That's enough clearance of the lower body, and it's also allowing us to not spin the upper body too much, but to be able to passively clear our body through impact. Now on top of this, there's a little bit of right side bend. So obviously when we're rotating and clearing the downswing, we're just not standing up like this. There's a little bit of that right side crunch where I'm allowing my right hip and my right shoulder to get closer at impact. That allow for my right arm to be bent, and that is going to control my low point and how I'm releasing the golf club through impact. So to review, pressure begins before the hands reach the top of the backswing. As it's transferring into the lead heel, the hips begin to clear while keeping the chest patient and the right shoulder behind the ear. This is going to allow the upper body to be pulled down into the impact zone with the arms following behind us. Now, we are not trying to have the hands too pinned behind us. We're trying to keep the club in front of us, but we don't want it too far out. If we're allowing the hips, chest, arms, and then club to come into impact, you're going to have a correct downswing sequence. That is going to allow you to deliver the club into the slot with no manipulation or compensation.